This session will be looking at how to create a LinkedIn profile and use LinkedIn effectively. So throughout this session, we'll be doing a brief introduction into LinkedIn, how you can develop a good LinkedIn profile, how you can use LinkedIn to find jobs and research organizations, and we'll also look at how you can use LinkedIn to network and make connections. So to start with, just a quick introduction to what LinkedIn actually is. So LinkedIn is by far the largest professional online networking site and is growing all the time with approximately 2 new users every second. There are users in over 200 countries and the platform is also available in a variety of different languages. LinkedIn is an easy way to create a professional online presence for yourself, and most employers tend to prefer LinkedIn to other sites, so it's definitely worth using. LinkedIn is a great research tool as you can see career paths of other people who are working in your ideal job roles. You can also research individual companies and find out who's working there as well. There are currently over 2 million plus company pages on LinkedIn, so there's a lot of scope for exploration and research into different organizations. You may also want to be proactive on LinkedIn and join groups relevant to your professional interests and contribute to these as well. You can start discussions, answer questions, and this can be a great way to grow your professional network. As with all types of networking, it's not about asking for jobs, but it's about developing and nurturing mutual beneficial relationships with others, as well as developing your reputation. It's a long game, not a quick fix to a job. Like other social media platforms, you can create a LinkedIn profile and it can look similarly to an online CV essentially, but with a little bit more functionality than a regular CV. So what's the use of LinkedIn? So there are a variety of uses for LinkedIn that you may want to engage with. The most classic use for LinkedIn is to look for work. So LinkedIn is used to find advertised jobs. Some employers use LinkedIn for direct recruitment, where you submit your LinkedIn profile instead of CV. So if you want to make sure you're engaging with all types of opportunities, you may want to factor LinkedIn into your job search. You can also use LinkedIn to make connections. So you can connect with existing contacts, whether that be your current professional colleagues, it could be friends, it could be family. This can help start to begin your network. You can also make connections with employers, past and present, and also industry specialists as well. You can also use LinkedIn to research organizations, roles, staff, and jobs. So for example, you can follow company profiles or join industry groups. And you can also connect with university alumni. So you can see actively what university alumni are doing after graduation as well. So the first step is to develop a LinkedIn profile. So we're just going to cover each section of the profile and provide some ideas of how you can start to build that profile up. So the first step is choosing the right photo for your profile. So investing in your profile picture, it can increase your response and referral rate. So it's definitely worth having a well curated photo for your profile. Having a picture makes your profile 14 times more likely to be viewed by others. So it's definitely a worthy investment. There isn't a specific way you should have your LinkedIn photo, but there are some considerations you may want to adopt when putting a photo onto your profile. So first one is make sure it looks like you and make sure it's high resolution as well. If it's high resolution and a good quality image, it looks like some care and consideration and time is being placed into developing a professional profile. So it reflects more positively on you yourself. Step 3, be the only person in the picture. So you don't want there to be any confusion as to whose profile it is. So try and make sure that it's just you in the photo you choose to use. Also consider what you wear. So essentially when it comes to your LinkedIn profile, you want to present yourself as you would like to be perceived. So maybe think about what you're wearing and what that says about how you are, how you look and how you may be perceived as well. Think about the background as well. A lot of people will adopt for quite a clear and non-distracting background. So that can be a very popular choice for your LinkedIn photo is to have a nice clean background. This could vary. You may want to be at any specific location for a specific purpose. For example, you may want to show your place of work as your backdrop as well. So just think about the background and how that, again, that can be perceived by the public that would view your profile. Try not to overly edit as well. I believe LinkedIn has 7 predefined filters that you may want to choose from. But outside of that, you want to keep your photo quite natural and not overly edited as well. And then finally, think about your expression. So a lot of people opt for a smile, which can be quite inviting. But again, think about your expression and how that can be perceived by the public that are viewing your profile. You want your profile to be a reflection of how you want to be seen. So choosing the right photo is an important part of that. After you've chosen your LinkedIn photo, the next step is the headline and summary. So you want to write a short and informative profile headline at the top of your profile. Your headline is the text displayed below your name, and headlines act like a brief personal statement, highlighting your skills and career interests. You have approximately 120 characters to market yourself, so emphasize what you are doing now and what you want to do in the future. You can be creative, but think about who your audience is. The headline is like your slogan essentially, so have a look at the profiles of other students and alumni you admire for inspiration, and also professional contacts on LinkedIn as well, and industry specialists. Think about how they use their headline and maybe take inspiration from that as well. Your summary, it can be considered like your elevator pitch, so you want to keep it short and concise. It is sort of like the personal profile section of your CV. So think about what makes you unique and what are your goals as well, and maybe factor those into your professional summary on your LinkedIn profile. So after you've written your headline and summary, that will next naturally bring you on to your work experience section. So on the experience section, you want to start with the most recent work experience first and then work backwards, just like you would on your CV. You can include any experience you have had in this section. It doesn't just have to be paid. So you may want to consider voluntary work, internships, competitions. Anything that you've been involved in has some positive benefit to being on your work experience section. And try and give some detail as well. So just like on your CV, you do want to market and sell this experience. So think about the key achievements, key tasks that you may have undertaken, and key skills developed, and market those within each piece of work experience you choose to disclose on your LinkedIn profile. So next, that brings us on to the education section of your LinkedIn profile. So you want to show off your education, and this includes projects and modules. So what was your final project on? You may want to discuss your final year project in a little bit more detail. Have you attained any awards or scholarships? Also tell them the grades if they are particularly impressive, as this is a considerable achievement. So next, that brings us on to skills and endorsements. So one of the sections most people will overlook when creating their CV, but actually a strong skills section could make your profile 13 times more likely to get viewed. So think of the key skills that employers are looking for in your field. Again, it might be a good idea to look at profiles of people who are in roles that you want. Don't just randomly click on lots of different unrelated skills. You need to target this to your actual strengths and think about what the industry will be expecting from you. If you can, try and get endorsements as well, as this will bring you higher rankings in those searches. So feel free to ask past employers, people in your education, if they're willing to endorse some of the skills that you have on your profile. Your LinkedIn profile will also have a recommendations section, and the recommendations section works similarly to a references section on your CV. You may want to try and ask your line manager to give you a recommendation, as these are most impressive to recruiters. If this isn't possible, then you can ask colleagues or even tutors to give you one as well. Try and aim for at least one recommendation on your profile, and if possible, one from each position that you have held, as this will be highly impressive to recruiters. Also, don't be afraid to share all of your accomplishments. There are a variety of other sections on your LinkedIn profile you can use to add more content. So for example, you can add any honors or awards you have attained. You can also add examples of any other relevant work, such as portfolio work if you're from a creative background. You can also add any details of any publications, projects, and again, awards that you have achieved. You can also include extracurricular courses you may have undertaken. For example, if you've done any courses on LinkedIn Learning, these can be attached and added to your profile as well. You can also use some of these spaces to add any additional languages that you speak as well, as these could be valued by some recruiters. Also, a couple more hints and tips. Don't forget to change your URL, as this will make it easier for you to find you in a professional search result. So this can be done by clicking Edit Your Custom URL when present on your LinkedIn profile, and you can change that to anything that is still available. This can be handy as it makes you more searchable, and it also makes it more effective to embed your LinkedIn URL onto your CV. So now we have built a profile, the next step is how can I use my LinkedIn profile to its best capacity? So one of the prime uses of LinkedIn is you can use LinkedIn to search for and identify companies of interest and then do some research on these relevant organizations. This can be really useful if you're wanting to develop your commercial awareness and develop your understanding of your industry of interest and identify who the leading employers are within that sector. You can do this by using the search bar tool within LinkedIn. So you can use a search bar to search exclusively for organizations. So you can either search by name or you can use various filters to help narrow your search. So you can filter by sector, location, and company size. So if you wanted to know what marketing firms operated within the Leeds area, you can use the filters to narrow that down for you. This has a variety of uses, as if you are looking for work, it's helpful to know who the key employers are you may wish to target. And it also can be useful, and as this research that you do on these organizations will help you plan and prepare for application processes. So if you're writing an application form, it helps to know about the company you're applying with. And if you do land an interview, it helps to have some knowledge on the company in advance before approaching the interview. So if you do find any organizations of interest when doing your search, they should have a profile on LinkedIn. So there are over 2 million profiles on LinkedIn of company accounts, so there is a lot of scope for exploration there. On an organization's profile, you'll be able to find a lot of information, such as who works for that company. You'll also be able to find out more about the jobs that they're advertising, and they should also link to their website as well for further exploration. You'll also be able to see other information such as any upcoming events that are being hosted by the employer, and also you'll be able to see if you've got any connections with that organisation already. So for example, you'll be able to see if there's any University of Huddersfield students that have gone on to work there, or if you're already connected with someone who works for that organisation. You'll also be able to see any posts that they are posting on their account, which is a good way to get some insight into that company's priorities and motivations. This sort of information is useful to have if you are approached for an interview with them or you're submitting an application with this company. So next that brings us on to the job searching function of LinkedIn, which is probably the most commonly used function of LinkedIn, is the fact that it is a job searching website. So you can do this by approaching the jobs tab in the top of the page, where you can do a general search for a variety of opportunities on LinkedIn. So you can get a lot of information from this, and there's a lot of filters to help you narrow down your search as well. So you can filter by key factors such as experience level, company, and job type as well. You can also find individual company details and your current connections with the organization through this jobs function. You can also see if there's any alumni that work for the company that are advertising the position, and you can view the vacancy role level and applications they've already received as well. You can also join relevant groups using LinkedIn. So if you have an area of interest or a speciality, or you want to learn more about a specific industry or sector, there may be some specific groups around that. So for example, using the screenshots on this slide here, if you are interested in digital marketing, you may be able to find relevant digital marketing groups and connect with leading specialists in that area. You may also be able to join in certain discussion points and also have your input in these areas as well. This can be a good way to develop commercial awareness and a further understanding of the industry you're interested in, and also make some specialized connections within your industry as well. And this could lead to potential future opportunities as well. Another great function of LinkedIn is that you can use it to connect with other students and graduates of the University of Huddersfield. So for example, you can connect with others on your course, or you can connect with people you may have met through societies as well. To do this, if you search the University of Huddersfield on LinkedIn, and then on the University of Huddersfield's profile, go to the Alumni tab, you'll be able to here find any graduate or student that is present on LinkedIn. You can even search by sector or by company to see if graduates who have gone on to work in certain sectors or work for particular companies of interest. This can be useful if you have a company of interest. You can see if there's any of our graduates who have gone on to work there and potentially make a connection there. So this can be really useful as it can help you connect with particular experts or alumni of the university who are in areas of interest that you want to explore. You may also want to join the university's alumni society as well. This can allow you to network with fellow alumni and build your professional network across a community of 15,000 alumni in over 130 countries. From here, you can check out the career paths of alumni who have studied the same course as you. You can research job opportunities at companies where alumni work and ask for an insider's perspective. Many alumni do want to help current students, and you're more likely to make a connection with someone who studied at the same institution as you. So this can be a really useful resource to tap into. You can also keep updated on career opportunities, news and events at the University of Huddersfield and stay connected. To get involved in this, just search the University of Huddersfield Alumni Society on LinkedIn to find it. So, just to summarize, we've covered in this session a quick introduction to LinkedIn, how to develop a good LinkedIn profile, how to use LinkedIn to find jobs and research companies, and how to use LinkedIn to network and make connections as well. So for further advice and support, please check out all our resources on the Careers and Employability Service website. The file accompanying this video contains links to all the reference materials, including our guidance booklets.